Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a quick read for you guys today and some oracle cards. It was kind of like a fairy tale read today. Spirit was kind of pushing me to write everything in rhymes. So we'll see how this goes. I wrote everything down a little earlier and I had to go out for an appointment, so I'm coming back to it. So we'll see what else comes up today. It is December 20th, 2018. The 20, of course, is the Judgment, and that's the zero source energy backing up the High Priestess of the two. Very intuitive, feminine energy, very balanced. The day adds up to 43-7, which is the Three of Cups. So it's very much about socializing and coming together and celebrating joy. There could be some people who settle court cases today. And as I was starting out the read, I got, and there was justice throughout the land. Let's see, Japanese was coming up today as well. Shaman came up in the beginning of my read. That was actually 10:01. Teal and aquamarine colors were coming up, as well as at 10:14. I got someone skipping out, and actually after at 10:13 I got and there was fire, and then I got skipping out. So someone's skipping out. But the read again was all about that fire energy. The underlying energy was beautifully grounded. It was earth. It was the nine of in the Syrian Starseed deck, the Nine of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles beneath it. So it was very beautiful and grounded, the underlying energy for the feminine. But again, this is the third, in the past couple days, this is the third time this exact combination came up in the center with the challenge card. The Ace of Wands with the Seven of Swords challenge to it, okay? Third time, and this is masculine and feminine reads. This exact combination came up. Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups in here too. So the only major arcana for the read was justice. So there's very much justice energy in the air, which justice is all about truth and balance. And the read was done at 10:19. There were 2 pentacles, 2 wands, 4 cups, and 2 swords. So very well balanced on the side of cups. Okay, so very positive emotions today, but very well balanced. So there could be, definitely that joyful coming together celebration feeling, okay? The court cards that came up were the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, so 2 nights, and today's the 20th, so the 22nd coming up from 2 nights from now. And the Knight of Pentacles, which is not a court card, but I do see it as a person more often than not. The numbers that came up for the read were 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 7, 11, 77, 17, and 13, and 22, 42. The messages from the codes were all about adventure and love partnership today. It was very much about the wise one, about clearing your space, and the divine feminine angels. In acing their tests, like it was coming up like you're going to be presented with risks, and to see if you'll pass your test, whether it's being triggered or not being rushed into making a decision, or taking a risk at the last minute. But there's all these little tests. The energy is coming up in that way. So to clear your union space of risk or tests, and tests of mistrust were also coming up. The divine feminine with patience and balance and shining her light may dream of thoughts of a pregnancy test. So some of you may be dealing with that as well. Also, the divine feminine being in her wisdom and shining her light may also have thoughts to test adventure and a love partnership. So maybe some of you are ready to try again. And then 1 for 1. the wise one, the divine feminine, the queen, one for one, the divine feminine inside the masculine, of thoughts, of testing, and adventure and love partnership. So it's very much about clearing your space and getting ready for your union and for being tested, and staying at 0 point, always in your knowing. And there's no fear there because it's always you knowing. If you're present, you'll always be ready for any circumstance, okay? So it starts out as the independent wise one, dumped love or all negative emotions to find satisfaction on her own in expressing herself a bit, maybe in an intellectual capacity, speaking, messages, news, children. Mother and daughter have a very strong bond of peace in nature and shamanism. Feeling very grounded at home in a beautiful environment, a safe place to purge if needed, yet be happy with small amounts of communication and messages. Keeping energy pure, and some sage and green, flowers and birds. The divine masculine and his dog, or loyal friend, are floating along on a wing in a prayer, clearing the air, offering love and assistance to those in need, extending a right foot forward in a tie and collared shirt, still bound or tied up in tradition of green and gold antiquities and gargoyles, needing to get his footing and be more grounded in heartfelt emotions, not 99 bottles of beer on the wall, or liquid sunshine, or arrogance or elitism. For some, the divine masculine is simply sliding or gliding, heart open wide, without arrogance or pride, smack into the girl of his dreams, who grounds him and waits to be seen. The fool in love takes a break from giving to others to propose his heart to his true love, despite the love for his mother. And right at that moment, it was 10:55 this morning, I smelled sweet wine. Oh, that's a Jesus moment. Okay, the Empress reversed, who feels like she's cursed, sees secret new life offer at the full moon, at the injustice of her unhappy family, the lover's swoon. Let go of control issues and make the effort. While the King of Pentacles chases, plays Superman, gets girl to appear for the full moon cheers. The old man narcissist sets the stage for fairy justice as the appetizers appear. Sweetness and truth at his 3-candle ceremony with swans flying by, the stage is set for the 2-cup or 2-butt test. Prince Charming has his men looking, you see, for the curves, size, and dimples that match his in all 3. The left chest, the left behind, and swelling the curve of her foot and spine. Can't you see? Getting dressed for the show by the light of the moon, with his girls by his side, the truth and 2 spoons of sweet, is it too soon? Patience underlies authenticity, knowing when to wait and to always be me. After a night of celebration and standing his ground, the fighting over and no one around, the sting of his burdens as they touch the night sky, the Queen of Wands reverse, wrath, he prays to God. Why? The blood from the pillars and temple of doom. The deer felt the same when the hunters loom. A deer in the headlights he never expected, to feel so alone, to feel so rejected. He dreams of the day when lovers collide, letting go of control and injustice as love and patience always provide. Recently, attention to the present paid, and foundations for purity of heart and friends made. To stand at attention with pure intention, both grounding in nature without poison, offered by slayers and players. A foundation of love after taking himself down, loving himself and the world even when there's no one around. The self-love pouring then lights the match of righteousness to get his wish of coffee and consciousness. Clear at judgment, but creatively blocked. The independent Knight of Cups reversed. Detached in a good way, and destiny is locked. The Divine Feminine challenged by the risk and downloads and dark. Detoxing the Queen of Wands reversed, without opportunity to be at the top. The Emperor who was a jerk, the one with the perks. And that was 1133 just then. His wish of the other humbles him. The King and Queen of Swords through much pain and chagrin. Will there be an olive branch of their sins? Now getting over now getting over the dumping of emotional pain, or the deep emotional pain, looking back at divorce, spirituality of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, oh the shame, and will never be the same. A disconnect at work fully exposed and sure, as synchronicities abound, and a big move occurs. Peace to find for the magician and his wrench, the fantasy, the nightmare, the wounded warriors benched. The ultimate reflection and transformation of the prisoner, avoiding the dance with the Queen of Pentacles but longing to approach her. The ultimate reflection and transformation of her, of transformation of prisoner, avoiding the dance with Queen of Pentacles but longing to approach her. Soon the Three of Cups, the day that it is, of seeing eye to eye, the devil he is. In the weeds, hiding a small pea, the Queen of Pentacles working to express her true passions of him, her prison, and all 39 lashes. She looks to the stars fully awake, she looks to the stars fully awake and wed, shining her light so both will be fed. True love, new love, the children are blessed. The ringing of truth and balance always best. No conflict, no inspiration, no balance of equity. The dysfunctional family in aftermath of antiquity. The blocks of Rapunzel and passages of time, allowing others in for no reason or rhyme. Stand tall and natural, and all will be well. Have no fear, for God has cast the spell. Adventure and love partnership, especially domestic harmony, expansion with fun, and King of Wands, exposing heartbreak and opportunity to learn from each other, offering love and the truth to support fires burn. The King of Pentacles heals back pain and car, to start again in love with angel from afar, with the eye on the prize of domestic harmony and patience. The battle ends, the truth wielded, going within, inner twins at 0 point performing. King of Wands may have a little jealousy looming. Recovery by letting go, working on being lazy, dropping burdens, and to become supercharged and love. Passionate mover and shaker, magician, manifest maker. That was your read today. So I hope you got all that in. I don't know if I was saying it in all the right phrases, but that was how I was guided to read this to you today. So I'm going to pull you some oracle cards as well. But that was really beautiful energy. I have the Ascension deck. Okay. Everyone take a deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Sure. Okay, so for this December 20th, 2018, what is the advice for everyone watching for the best and highest good of all those concerned? Spirit, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? All right, what do we need to know? Okay. They're all kind of coming and then they don't. All right. What is it that we need to know? What is the advice? Okay, the bottom of the deck is Orion 18, which is the moon. We're coming up upon the full moon, which is a 9 of compassion and universal selflessness endings. The affirmation is, I honor the masters of Orion and visit them in my sleep. That's the underlying energy. The cards that came out for you are 30, which is Lord Maitreya. 30 is the 3 of the Empress and Mother Nature, of the source behind the 3. So we have the 20 of the source behind the 2 of the High Priestess, and the source behind the 3 of the Empress here. Okay, women in power. And the other card that came out is 48, Pallas Athena. 48 is that 8 of Cups, that walking away, going within. 48 reads, Pallas Athena is known as the goddess of truth and wisdom. She is Lord of Karma for the 4th ray and holds the sword of truth to show humanity the way. Although she wields her sword for the highest ideals and divine truth, she prefers to use wisdom to settle disputes. So she's rhyming too. Your guidance is to follow her example. Be the higher perspective in all areas of conflict. Draw on your abundance of wisdom and tact to communicate with everyone concerned, and use the sword of truth to point the divine way forward. The affirmation is, I use the sword of truth to lead the way. The other card is Lord Maitreya, which is the 30, and the 48 is a 3 as well. All right, so we have a couple of 3s coming out. Lord Maitreya is head of the Great White Brotherhood, the beings whose auras radiate the pure white of integrity and high intention. Drawing this card suggests it's time for you to examine every area of your life carefully and practice purity of thought, word, and deed. You're asked to be an example of right living, for your light will then draw many to the ascension way. Your reward is the peace that passes all understanding and the joy of flowing smoothly on your higher path in life. The affirmation is, I connect with the Great White Brotherhood and radiate pure white light today. Okay, it's all about purity and truth. Okay, we have the past life deck. 1707. Clear in a line. Take another deep breath. Clear in a line. Clear in a line. And for this December 20, 2018, what is the advice? What do we need to know? Whoop, they came right out. Okay, 2. We have communal living at the bottom, which is all about the 3 because it's socializing and coming together. And living in harmony, which also came up, domestic harmony. Underlying energy is very much about communal, about coming together with your communities, because we had Orion in the other deck, which is the galactic community, and now we have the ancient community of communal living there. The 2 cards that came out from the past life deck for you guys was vows and angels, and by the way, 17 of course was the star and the chariot. Very powerful energy together. The star and the chariot, boldly going forward where no man has gone before, okay, to the stars. So we have vows and angels. Okay, so there's a lot of feminine energy coming up here. We have the Empress and the High Priestess. And who was in there? And the underlying energy from the read was all about the feminine grounded energy. And this is about the angels, so the etheric feminine energy, that they're watching over you. And there's very much energy here about the daughters, the younger girls, even the adults, not just the children, but the kids in their teens and 20s. Very important to connect with the feminine teenage and 20-year-olds and teach them to connect with their guides and angels, and teach them about vows and how to disconnect from vows, from ancient vows, and to teach them about their number 1 vow is their vow to themselves and their connection with source or spirit. Humility and being humble comes up here. Oh, and I'm seeing the light coming up to the angel. She's waiting for you to offer your gifts of burdens up to her, to let go. And really these girls, I'm getting the energy of, you know how when someone passes away in high school and all the kids come with their candles at the house. That's the energy that I'm getting from this. How amazing kids are, you know, when it comes to supporting each other and to offer up their burdens to their guides and angels, really, for the children, the older children, and the young ones too. And now for Romance Angels, or not Romance Angels, but Journey of Love. Romance Angels, I want to reiterate, I can show you the cards, but they were true love and new love. And then separate from that came up the children, that they affect your love life. But true love, which is the romance of a lifetime, and new love at the same time. They rarely come out together. Clear a line. Take another deep breath. It was just 20, which was the day, and then 46, which is the 6 of Cups of the children in the garden, the innocent ones, coming together this December 20th, 2018. To our masters and spirits and angels, what is the advice for everyone watching and for the highest and best good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? The bottom of the deck is Her Grace, which is number 17, which I just brought up. It just turned 17. It was 2117. 21 is the world, and 17 again is the star card. Her Grace. And my mother's middle name is Grace, and my great aunt. So 17 is Her Grace, the star, the light that you've been given. And again, here comes up the snail and the Ashoka rays. To bring the power here, actually it's showing in this card, it's emphasizing the head, okay? It doesn't look that white in the actual picture, but it's definitely highlighting the head to bring the, you know, when we do Ashoka rays, to bring the power here to your third eye, okay? With grace. Extend a hand. Okay, so that's the underlying energy. Very beautiful and feminine. And the 2 cards that came out for you was first Sensual Awakening, which is 64, which is a 1. It's the 10 of Swords, about ending pain and suffering, betrayal, back pain, whatever it may be. But that's definitely a masculine energy, so that may be specific for the masculine. We also have 37, which is another 1. It's the King of Cups, fire and ice. All right, and it is very much about the opposites, the fire and ice, of the King of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Unconditional love and unconditional pain. One and the other, which is funny because the unconditional pain, the ending of the pain, is sensual awakening. And that's very smooth and very much of the ovaries. And then the fire and ice of the King of Cups, the unconditional love, is very choppy and stormy of the masculine, of the fire and ice. What storms are made of is what I was just getting. And I'm going to read these 2 to you. Right? Fire and ice, when hot and cold meet, that's what makes the storm. That's what makes things interesting in the relationship, okay? So I'm going to read 64 first, and then I'll read the other one. 64 says, and it's Sensual Awakening, within the sacred temple of your body, your soul experiences the vast buffet of life made manifest. Your sensuality is a way for your soul to express appreciation, pleasure, and joy. Your sensuality is much like your creative energy. It needs to be expressed regularly, otherwise it can become muffled under a fuzz of too much thinking. You're being called to experience your sensual nature again. You are beautiful and vivid, striking and appealing. Allow your sensual appreciation for yourself and others to flow and enjoy this unique experience of being a soul awakening in a body awakening. It's all love. This oracle brings you guidance that your sensual nature needs to play, and it doesn't require an external lover to do so, though that is one way, of course. It can be expressed through massage, creating art, spending time in nature, swimming, dancing mindfully, feeling the sun or air on your skin, drinking aromatic tea, or taking a bath. Play with what feels good for you and enjoy the indulgence. It will bring you renewed energy, and apart from that, it's fun, okay? So it's calling you to still and enjoy sensuality. The poem reads, I dare not touch my heart's desire, but sings a melody so still and lights within a yearning fire a void that you alone can fill. I cannot say how my heart aches, nor speak the words as embers burn. Such blessings come to those who wait, a love that asks not in return. An open soul a risk must bear, spirits connecting, to love without restrictions held, to reach another level rare, where two embraced as one are meld, to taste surrender's nectar sweet, by piercing through the veil so thin, and bathe in joy as tears release, a promised dance begins again. Okay, so that was Sensual Awakening. And then 37 is Fire and Ice. And Fire and Ice reads, you are learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your own being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There's passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth, to go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand at the center of pairs of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. It was just 2644. 26 is the Page of Wands, and 44 is the Four of Cups. It's about staying still and being bored, grounding and integrating, and being the Page of Wands. What inspires you when you're bored? Use that to indulge, okay? If you're consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you are being initiated through fire and ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There's nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as the divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now, you do not need to engage in it, simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have simple clarity in your heart, beyond the pushing away and pulling closer, then it is time to wait and Spirit's connecting, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. And the poem reads, there is a beautiful silence now, as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes, across a span of moments called time. There are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of our feeling, or the rhythm of our eyes. And it's 2844 again when I looked up. And 28 is the Two of Wands, the twins in that 44 energy of the Four of Cups. About boredom, its purpose of grounding and integrating and allowing. Okay, time to be in your sensuality when it's not time to make a decision. Okay, so when you can do, and when you can't, pamper yourself. Okay, so make sure you drink your water and be good to yourself. Have fun, go get a massage or something, okay? And play. Have fun, guys. Rise and be loved. Bye.